Λοιπόν, εφόσον πρόκειψε ένα μικρό προβληματάκι με το παιχνίδι, βασικά πρόκειψε πρόβλημα με το save, οπότε πρέπει να ξαναπαίξω το παιχνίδι μέχρι από ένα σημείο και μετά, και ναι, μόλις το ξανάπαιξα έδωσα το άλλο το toast, αυτό δεν του βάλα μαρμελάδα πάνω, και έδωσα το άλλο στον άλλο τον κύριο από πίσω, και του μίλησα μετά για τον πατέρα της και για αυτά, αλλά μετά έφυγε τρέχοντας επειδή τον πήγε κόψιμο, και σε αυτόν δεν έχω μιλήσει ακόμα, πράγμα που έκανα στο προηγούμενο βίντεο. Ζητώ συγγνώμη γι' αυτό, γιατί δεν πάνε όλα καλά όπως το περιμένεις. Τουλάχιστον τώρα δεν θα σκυπάρω το διάλογο.
Oh, thank you very much. Working with them is now so much more relaxed. I owe you one. So if you have any questions, I unfortunately can't tell you everything. I hope you understand that.
Of course. I'm happy that I can see your work at all. A soldier who interests herself for science, that's not a daily occurrence, is it?
No, and certainly not someone as pretty as you.
Oh, thank you. What exactly will you be doing at our destination?
You mean in the research station?
Yes, exactly. There. Scientific assistants also seem to be easy to question on an international level. So, it has to do with the research station. Maybe I can squeeze an odd secret or two out of him. What exactly is your task at the station?
Unfortunately, I can't tell you that. Otherwise, the station wouldn't be a secret.
So, it's secret, is it? Very good. Come on, boy. Tell me more. Yes, I understand. But perhaps you can tell me something which isn't quite so secret. I have unfortunately little idea about biology and chemistry, but it certainly is fascinating, isn't it?
I can only talk about what Dr. Lesniak and I are supposed to be doing there.
Sure.
A long time ago, they discovered that the plants in the region exhibit abnormal plant growth. It isn't a secret. It was all over the newspapers.
Yes, of course.
And now we are trying to influence this growth in a controlled manner.
Fascinating. And what is the goal?
Unfortunately, I can't say. But imagine if we could arbitrarily manipulate the growth of plants. That would solve the problem of world hunger in one fell swoop.
Wow, that really does sound like a huge goal.
Indeed.
Bravo.
What I wanted to ask you was...
Just a minute. If you can pester me with questions, then I can too.
Oh, yes, of course.
It's nothing personal. So, why have so many soldiers been brought into a prohibited zone?
Prohibited zone?
Yes, in the research station and everything. I mean, with the materials
Να
and all the
παρακούγεται
people
ανάσα
here,
μου.
you could wage a small war.
Yes, well, I'm not allowed to talk about
Ελπίζω
that.
όχι.
You scientists have your instructions, and unfortunately, we have ours.
Ah, I understand. I willingly tell you everything about our experiments, and I have one little question and get an answer like that.
I'm sorry. I would love to tell you everything I know, but that is very little anyway. It's nothing personal, but what I do know is top secret.
Yeah, it's okay.
Τότε πες μου για τους... Πού είναι ο
What
πατέρας μου?
you're doing here looks
Δεν το ξέρω.
incredibly complicated.
Really? It's actually quite simple. These plant samples were exposed to radiation that is very similar to the radiation in the Tunguska region. At first the doses were kept rather low, and were then continually increased. I exposed the samples in that device over there to a flame with a constant temperature, and see what remains from the plant.
You burn plants?
Yes, you could say that. We are trying to determine which dosage of radiation no longer leads to the complete deterioration of the cell structure.
Wow, I even understood that.
Well, I deliberately left out 2/3 of the explanations.
Wonderful. Once in my life, I'm proud of my scientific abilities, and you blow the whole illusion apart.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'll be off then.
Okay, see you later.
Άντε bye. Λοιπόν, και είναι σαν να μην έγινε τίποτα, περίπου τίποτα.
Big time white bread.
Εντάξει, τα είπαμε αυτά. Κάνε στην άκρη να δούμε τι άλλο έχει εδώ. Τίποτα. Εδώ ο κύριος δεν θυμάμαι τι μας είχε πει.
Locked.
Αν βάλουμε την άλλη λάμπα εδώ, δεν γίνεται.
Yeah,
Excuse the interruption. Can I speak to you for a moment?
as long as Dr. Lesniak doesn't have a successful breakthrough in his experiments. No.
But
The train can blow up for all I care. I don't want to be disturbed.
it's really...
No!
Παλιάνθρωπος. Παλιάνθρωπος.
I have no idea. As long as the scientists...
Κάπως πρέπει να το διώξουμε γι' αυτό.
There are chemical for...
Για πάμε πάλι πίσω να δούμε που πήγε ο άλλος. Α, βγάλω την πρίζα.
I'm not putting my fingers in there. It's bad for my hairdo.
Τι?
A little liquid should be enough. It would look a little suspect if everything here were underwater.
Πήγαινε φτιάξτε το.
Damn, why did the fuses have to choose to blow now? I have to go replace the fuses. Could you watch to make sure no one touches anything?
Sure,
Εννοείται.
no problem.
Thanks.
I'll take very special care that nobody touches a thing in here, apart from my good self.
Πάρε αυτό. Πάρε και αυτό. Πάρε και τη
The
λέβα.
assistant's table. I
Πάρε
don't
και
know
αυτό.
any... I don't know anything...
Στην άκρη. Πάρε, πάρε. Πάρε κι άλλο σου.
Big time...
Εντάξει, εντάξει, μην πάρεις. Πάρε... Να τα βουτήξουμε στη μαρμελάδα. Όχι. Νεράκι, κάτσε.
I'll take the sample out of the glass.
Ω. Λοιπόν. Πάρτο. Δεν ξέρω, κάτι θα το κάνουμε. Άνοιξε το και
I'll take
αυτό.
the...
Ω.
What am I going to do with it? I'll just put one inside the other. I can't think of anything else.
Και μετά βάλτα εδώ πέρα.
The rules...
Όχι, βάλ' το μέσα. Μετά αυτό βάλ' το εδώ. Ω, γυρίζει ο άλλος. Α, αυτό ήταν να κάνω. Και...
So hopefully the fuse doesn't blow on me again right away. And in the meantime, I really doubt if I will ever get any surprising results here. What? That can't be! Really? The sample didn't burn up completely? You can see that with the naked eye! I don't even need to do an analysis! I have to tell Dr. Lesniak! And maybe even Professor Sidorkin! This could actually be the big breakthrough! And I had almost stopped believing it would ever happen!
And you are absolutely sure that all the test conditions were controlled and complied with?
I always took random samples and rechecked everything. And I would put my hand into the fire to confirm Alexei's competence. I've worked with him for many years now.
So you performed the experiments. Did you notice anything different?
What kind of difference?
We have to check everything exactly. If the results are correct, it's a sensation. But if we register it as a sensation, and we've made a mistake, then the most we'll get afterward is a job in a natural history museum. So go through everything again slowly. We should look at the analysis together.
I only hope that we didn't miss anything. If the result is really correct, we'll go down in history.
Ναι,
The
καλά.
gentlemen are certainly very enthusiastic about their discovery. I should use this chance to have a look around Sidorkin's office.
Ποιος είναι ο
There
Σιντόρκιν?
won't be much time until this Sidorkin comes back.
Ah, αυτός
I'll have a look around his desk first. Maybe I'll find the passenger list at least. The drawer is secured with a very simple but, unfortunately, a very effective lock.
Κρίμα. Λοιπόν,
The documents are entitled Security Risks and Acute Threats to the Tunguska Project. I'll have a look at that, please. If I understand this correctly, In the last few years, several attacks have been carried out on official and secret research facilities.
Μπράβο.
Documents were partly destroyed, but the culprits also do not seem to shy away from bomb attacks and arson either. Eyewitnesses report seeing men in black robes. It has not been possible for the authorities to capture any of the perpetrators. Then the Secret Service FSB was entrusted with this matter, but has not been able to produce any solid results in their investigations. The assumption that this is the work of political terrorists could not be confirmed. That the attacks are being carried out by a religiously motivated sect is also being considered. I wonder if they are the same men in black robes that Eddie apparently saw and was babbling about. If all that's true, then Daddy has got bigger problems than I feared.
Τι κρίμα. Λοιπόν, τι άλλο έχει να κοιτάξουμε.
It's huge. That's not normal. That must be genetically engineered.
Φωτογραφία, αυτό εδώ τι είναι.
The piece of paper reads, "Place all documents in the safe each time you leave the room. Signed, W.I.L." If this safe has the employee list in it, then I should have a better look around here. Maybe I can find out exactly what is going on in Tunguska and what Daddy's got to do with it. Tunguska Project. Error analysis is written on these files. 2000 to 2003 at the top, and at the bottom it begins with 2004. There's not very much I can do with these in the time I have.
I thought so.
Oh.
The little toad is a snoop. I noticed you in Moscow at the train station, not in a good way. Toads remain toads, even when they are wearing clothes. But don't worry, we're going to take care of you now.
Απειλή. Αυτός τι κάνει εκεί.
What is Kansky doing here in the middle of the night? Maybe I'm wrong, but I have a really bad feeling about him. I should definitely make sure he doesn't catch me. He probably hasn't forgotten the big bump on the back of his head yet. Finally, an answer to my question. I'm curious to see what my Irish colleague has found out.
Hi, Max. It took a little while. The information you wanted wasn't so easy to get. It was a good thing you sent me the original letter. But I'll tell you more later. For starters, let's talk about the Irish company and the letterhead. This company used to belong to a man named Ken Morangi, and had something to do with plant fertilizer. The company was suddenly closed down, even though business was going pretty good. I unfortunately couldn't find out anything more about it. Since then, Morangi lives like a hermit on a small island on the coast of Ireland. I've attached a map along with the mail. But now to an even more interesting story. I took a closer look at the letter you sent me. It isn't as empty as it looks at first glance. It apparently uses some kind of invisible ink. Not very imaginative, but it's apparently sufficient enough for people like you. Here are the contents of the letter. I hope you can understand it. Hello, Vladimir. Receive the documents. Copy is underway. We still have to settle the question of the handover. Ken, P.S. The whiskey is still waiting.
Wow, that sure does sound
Hey,
mysterious.
θέλω κι εγώ whisky.
Maybe this Morangi knows something that could help us. I'd better tell Nina. I
Πάρ'
wonder
τηλέφωνο.
what she's doing right now. Hopefully she's doing okay. I'm really worried about her.
Damn. It is not my day today. First I sit with a bowel-sick psychopath in the train compartment, and now with a rabid dog. I've got to get out of here again quickly. As soon as we reach the next bigger village, they want to hand me over to the authorities. That would be the end of my search, and probably the end of me.
Τις έχουν πάρει όλα τα πράγματα και τις έχουν αφήσει τη λάμπα και το δοχείο. Ποιος θα έκανε κάτι τέτοιο? Τι έχουμε εδώ μέσα? Για γράφει εδώ. Τι είναι εδώ πέρα?
I'll take myself a piece.
Κρέας.
I've already got a piece.
Βόλτα. Κάνεις την άκρη.
I can't open the flap. It's stuck.
Να δώσουμε το κρέας στο σκύλο. Γιατί δεν το...
To
για να
not
μην το
break the
φάει.
glass, I must lay it carefully into the cage. Doing that, I cannot avoid putting my hand very close to the dog. Give me a knife. I'd rather chop my own hand off.
Τι?
So, he should be busy for a while.
Είναι στο ίδιο... είναι ένα κλουβί όλο αυτό. Και εδώ πήραμε το κόκαλο, δεν καταλάβαμε. Εδώ σκυλάκι. Λοιπόν, πώς ανοίγουμε την πόρτα?
Locked.
Μην πεις με το κόκαλο. Όχι, εντάξει. Δεν έχω... έχει.
Above this hatch, freedom must be endless.
Ανέβα. Είναι καλή.
Hopefully
Είναι
no one
καλή.
heard that. Otherwise, my problems are about to increase.
Ανέβα το γρήγορα.
Edges of the skylight are full of glass slivers.
Στιγμή που δεν θέλει να...
I'll take myself a piece.
Πώς να το ανοίξουμε αυτό? Ωχ. Τι?
If I stick the flat side in the flap and then
Χριστέ
there
μου,
is
τι
a
κάνει
vacuum
είναι.
cleaner bag in there. I'll take it out.
Ωραία. Τώρα τι έχει
Do
μέσα?
I have to rummage around in that? Yes, I suppose I probably do. That lock is for a flat key.
Α, όχι. Για να...
Edges of the skylight.
Όχι. 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 Κουβάκι.
No visible effects.
Τι κάνει το κουβί?
According to the top display, the temperature is 54 degrees Fahrenheit. The lower display shows a humidity of 28%.
Εδώ τίποτα?
I could get onto the roof that way, as long as I don't slash an artery on those broken bits of glass.
Μην ανησυχείς. Ανέβα. Πάμε. Έλα, μπορείς. Όχι, να.
There's stuffy air coming out of that pipe.
Βάλει τρίχες. Πω, είναι χαμηλό.
Let's see if this helps a bit.
Αυτό δεν ξέρω γιατί.
It doesn't seem to have any great effect. There is a fine sieve in the pipe.
Θα βάλει και κρέας μέσα.
There is a fine
Λάβω. ορίστε. Και πάμε πίσω να πατήσουμε το κουμπί. Έλα Νίνα, μπορείς. Είναι όμως πάσα στα νέα. Κουμπάκι.
No visible effects.
Τι. Αλήθεια είναι τώρα.
Locked. It shows when and how. I can't see in there from here. The window is closed and I am not going to be able to open it.
Κάτσε να δούμε αν έχουμε τίποτα άλλο εδώ μέσα.
I've already got a peek.
Όχι. Κακόργα το βασανίζει το σκυλί. Λοιπόν, πάνω. Έτσι.
I've now connected the two pipes. I can't. The window is closed.
Μα έχω βάλει τρίχες μέσα.
There is a fine. The animal hairs are still in there. I'll take them out. It doesn't seem to have any great effect.
Ξέρω, πρέπει να βάλουμε αυτό.
Let's see if this helps a bit.
Όπως τώρα πρέπει να πατήσουμε το κουμπί. Από πάνω. Βάλουμε αυτό.
If the heater in the compartment is on, and I am assuming it is, the hair should actually burn. Instead, that notice is given by unlocked scientists.
Α, ωραία, βρήκαμε τη λύση. Γεια,
The odds that I'll manage that on a speeding train and survive are pretty low.
Πάρε αυτό. Δεν ξέρω τι τέτοια. Τώρα στηρίζουμε αυτό εδώ. Μπράβο. Και τώρα πρόσεχε είναι ένα τούνελ.
Phew, that was
Oh,
close.
υπέροχη,
Okay, let's try this again. If anyone has information about any scientists on board, then it is this Sidorkin guy. In his function as the scientific leader, he must have hidden the information somewhere.
Λοιπόν. Εδώ,
Open.
ξεκλειδώνουμε.
Oh, I can turn the statue.
Τι?
It looks neat. A statue.
Είναι αυτό εδώ.
The statue has clicked.
Ωραία. Ναι, όλα να κοιτάνε αριστερά.
Apparently, the right orientation of the statues triggered a secret mechanism.
Μπες μέσα.
Soundproofed walls, and then this chair. Are they torturing people in here? I can't see any handle or...
Βάλ τη λάμπα. Βάλ το κρέας. Βάλ το βάζο. Βάλ το βάζο στο κεφάλι σου.
Pretty. Pretty.
Σπάς το βάζο. Βάλε κρέας. Βάλ τη λάμπα. Τι είναι αυτό? Ένα βιβλίο εδώ πάνω. Πάρε τις χειροπέδες.
There are restraints for him. There are
Τι είναι το
a
βιβλίο?
book about the notorious pirate Bale Schmidt, who initially made life very difficult for... There are
Όχι. Μπορούμε να κάνουμε τίποτα άλλο εδώ? Σπάς το βάζω? Όχι. Βγες έξω. Βγες έξω. Για να δούμε. Έχουμε τίποτα άλλο από εδώ?
Tunguska project.
Όχι. Τίποτα. Να βάλεις το βάζο εδώ μέσα? Όχι. Αν... κάτι λείπει από εδώ. Α, το βιβλίο.
Books about...
Ναι. Πάρε το βιβλίο.
It sounds like a mechanism.
Ωραία.
The mechanism in the bookshelf has opened the flap, but there is...
Α, βάλε το τέτοιο μέσα. Κάνε στην άκρη. Βάλε αυτό.
The mechanism...
Βάλε πιο εδώ. Βάλε αυτό. Βάλε αυτό.
Pretty.
Τι?
The mechanism in the bookshelf is open. A book about the notorious pirate.
Κάνε πάλι πίσω.
I'd better not...
Κάπου όμως πρέπει να βάλουμε και το βάζο. Όχι. Αυτό τι είναι? Να ανοίξουμε το σιτάρι και βάλουμε το βάζο μέσα. Όχι.
If I didn't know...
Oh.
I'll take the skull with me, but I won't walk carrying a complete human skeleton.
Μπες γρήγορα. Μπες μέσα.
Wow, that was close. I managed to survive an assassination attempt in my father's apartment and the guys from the Secret Service, only to be almost killed by a picture. Life can be strange, can't it?
Ναι, ναι.
It looks neither attractive... What sort of strange lock is that? If I understand this correctly, I should try turning all the lights off.
Oh. Όχι, όχι. Ηρεμούμε λίγο. Τώρα και ένα δύο. Εδώ, όχι. Εδώ, όχι. Όχι.
If I understand this
Ναι.
If I
Όχι.
If I
Ναι.
If I under Done.
Χριστέ μου.
Hopefully the contents are worth the effort and I eventually get to find out where Daddy is. Loads and loads of documents. This damn list of personnel has to be somewhere around. Here. It is definitely divided up into scientists, military, and secret service. It lists more than 100 names in the train alone and well over 1,000 in the research station. What exactly are they all doing? Whatever it is, I've got to find out if Daddy is on board the train. Well then, let's see. After some of the names, there is a cross. Are they all dead? I can only hope the marks have another meaning. Daddy's not on the list, though. Not on the train, and not at the research station either. Does that calm me down or worry me? At least they haven't dragged him off to Russia, but therefore my only good lead has cooled right down. I'll have to look at the other documents. Who knows? It might help a little further. Here is a file with the title Tunguska Project. I ought to have a look at that. A whole load of formulae and loads of scientific stuff. I'll be old before I understand that. What? What's that? There is something written here about a Kalenkov report. It really does seem to be from Daddy. He proved in 1976 that the object found in the Tunguska region is of alien origin. On the strength of this report, the government gave the green light to the extension of the research station to carry out experiments on the fragment without any public interference. These experiments led to the discovery that it was possible to influence the behavior of animals when certain radiation fields are modified by the fragment. After that, the Tunguska project was called into life to improve the technology. Then there are pages and pages of test results. They must have done thousands of experiments on animals. Only, what is the goal? What are they promising themselves? Does it have any military use?
Βιντεάκι. Τρέχανε. Αυτός φταίει. Αυτός τα έκανε όλα.